Good afternoon. You are now entering Sapo Studios. Frogs and species of all kinds are welcome. Fasten your seatbelt. You are in for quite a ride. Initiating Scratch Track Saturday in 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Saturday.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sapo Saturday's Scratch Track Sessions. You got your boy ASAP Froggy. We got the one, the only, Bangus Frog. Who's that?
All right. Well, I appreciate y'all hanging in as long as you have. I don't know why we're having such issues today, but screw it. Let's do a rogue show. Let's just use the phone. Fuck it. We won't go fancy today. We'll just go bare bones, and we'll get this thing kicked off. So, hopping into the studio like a hurricane, and clearly he screwed with all of our equipment when he did. Please welcome to the stage, Hurricane. How are you, man?
Man, I'm doing good. Just vibing, my guy. Appreciate you inviting me through.
Yeah, man. I just, I wish you didn't cause such a ruckus as you came in, but I guess that happens. Where you calling in from today?
Yeah, we in Houston, Texas. And my fault, bro. Like, it is what it is. I tried, but I got to do what I got to do.
No, it's all good. I'm just playing. It's not your fault. But that's cool. Houston, Texas. So are you from there originally, or you moved there later in life?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Houston, Texas. So, yeah, this is the vibe, yo. Slowed and throwed. If you know, you know. Let's go.
Let's go. When did you get into music? Was that always from an early age, or you got into that later in life?
True. Ever since I was born, we was always making songs, trying to perform in front of our families and all that. But I didn't rediscover it until college. Like, all my life until college, I feel like I was just living in a dull stupor. You know what I'm saying? Just doing what everyone was telling me to do and following the rules and blah, blah. And I always feel like someone's missing. But my cousin gifted me a guitar in college, and after that, it was off to the races.
What kind of guitar did he gift you?
It was an acoustic guitar. So, like, every time I would go to their house, I would just be playing it the whole time. They'd be like, he was one day like, yo, take it, bro, just take it. And I was like, shoot, that's a bet. So I brought it home, started playing it every day. It healed my soul, healed my body, healed my mind. So I was like, yo, this is what I need to do. Use music to heal folks, you feel me?
Are you completely self-taught? You were just noodling around, and that's how you kind of got into playing, in the direction of making a career out of it? Or at some point did you say, okay, I've been, interested in this instrument, I've been playing it for a while now, let me, go and take some lessons, or go on YouTube and see if I can find some stuff that I can learn from? How did that work out for you?
Absolutely a YouTube warrior. So I would just take the songs that I like, and I'll be like, yo, how do you play this on guitar? How do you play this on guitar? And I would just, learn a couple songs. Shout out John Mayer, shout out The Weeknd, a few of their songs, you know what I mean? Those are the first songs. Red Hot Chili Peppers, I was learning from all of them. And then I never thought I was going to make it a business or whatever until I discovered making beats. And that was for my little brother. My little brother was making beats on his iPhone. And I was like, what? Is this real life? Is this real life? Like, you really making music on your iPhone? So I got the same app that he did. And after that, I was a super rap. And then I started using my guitar to make beats. And it wasn't until one day my homie Harrison was like, yo, how much for the beats? And I was like, what? Yo, thanks, man.
That's amazing. So, okay, so first of all, what was the app?
Oh, it's called iMachine. I don't know if y'all ever heard of it, but it's like the machine, but on.
I've never used iMachine. And were you recording the guitar straight into the phone, or was it some sort of a digital instrument that you were using to emulate whatever you had initially created on the guitar?
So I was recording the guitar. Like, they had a function where you could record little snippets. So I would like turn it on real quick, let it record real quick, and then play the guitar super fast, get a little riff in, and then, use that.
And was that a completely free program, or did you have to pay for it?
Yeah, I think it was Tears, but like the one I was using was free, and I thought I could make like a hit off of iPhone. I told my brother, I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna make a Grammy-winning or Billboard song, whatever, off the iPhone. Watch me, blah blah." And he's like, "No, you can't. You need better stuff or whatever." And I was obsessed with making beats on the iPhone until I finally compared my beats to the stuff I was hearing on the radio. And I was like, hold up, this is not where it's at, bro. We definitely need to level up. So I started watching like Metro Boomin and stuff. And then he was using FL Studio. So I saved up my money, bought FL Studio, and then started learning and going crazy.
You know, and that's that's really good on you that you had the self-awareness to say,
Can you hear me?
Are we getting something through the microphone here? Okay, hold on one second. Let me transition.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Beautiful. All right, cool. So we are up and running. This is a beautiful thing. Do we want to kind of reset here?
I don't know what you would be talking about.
I would be talking about that's what I'm talking about. All right, give us a second here, Hurricane.
Frogs and species of all kinds are welcome. Fasten your seatbelt. You are in for quite a ride. Initiating Scratch Track Saturday in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sapo Saturday Scratch Track Sessions. You got your boy, Mr. ASAP Froggy. It's replaying the song, but we like it here. Welcome to the session. We are super stoked to have y'all here in my kitchen in Burbank, California.
What a way to cataclysmically fall into this space. Welcome, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and set the room real quick. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for sticking with us if you were with us before. We are Sapo Studios. Our goal is to bring the majority of profits and ownership rights back into the hands of musicians. We operate under the umbrella of the Notorious Frog NFT project, aka Frogland. Do your own research, but get involved. We have plans to unveil a marketplace where you can buy and sell stems and do a whole lot more. But until then, we're jamming with artists, chatting it up with them about music, life, and NFTs. Today, we have Hurricane in the studio. We already started talking to him a little bit through my phone, as Twitter was crapping out on us because Elon Musk is apparently too busy getting ready for his fight with Zuckerberg to take care of the Twitter spaces, but that's fine. I'm going to tune in.
It's bizarre. I will tell you, David,
it's
bizarre.
There are a lot of things that are bizarre that I just said. The fight with Zuckerberg, that's bizarre. The fact that Dana White's getting involved.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, I want to see that.
Anyway.
I want to see that more than I want to see fucking Jake Paul get his ass whooped.
No, you know what? That's a toss-up for me. But let's go ahead and welcome back Hurricane to the stage, who it is not his fault, even though I was fucking with him as the show started, that he came in like a hurricane and screwed up all of our equipment. But he's coming in from Texas. We started talking to him. Oh, we got the Hurricane song. Woo! Yeah. Sapo is full force now with music and everything.
We are here for you, man.
We are here. All right, go ahead and mute that for me, ASAP.
Welcome to the show, man.
Yeah. All right. So sorry for that very rough and bumpy start. Thank you for calling in from Texas, Hurricane. Thank you for sticking with us. So you were telling us a little bit about how you were really interested in playing guitar when you would see it at your cousin's house. You would always pick up the acoustic guitar. Finally, he bought you a guitar. You start noodling around on that. You're seeing people make songs on their iPhone, so you decide, well, I can do that too. I'm going to hop on, make some stuff on the app. You realize, okay, production value is not really there to be able to actually do something with this, so you move over to making stuff on an actual DAW. And how is it that you were saying that, someone eventually said how much for your track? So how did they even hear your track? Did you put it on some sort of a platform? Did you send your tracks out to your friends, and then, some of your friends that were making music, they were like, okay, I have to have this. How did that connection happen?
So I was wilding on Snapchat. You already know, back in the Snapchat days. So like every time I make a beat I think is cool, I'll just post it on Snapchat. And I'll always be cooking up in my dorm room, like super loud. I have my speakers bumping. Thank God my roommates were never like, hey, or had a problem or whatever. Cause I was definitely experimenting. But like one day, cause he was my homie, you feel me? And he made music. And I forgot how we met. We randomly met like on the lake at school or something like that. And after that, he became the homie. And one day he came through, he like heard my beats hitting, and he was like, yo, how much for the beats? And I was like, I didn't even know what to say, bro. I was like, what? Is this possible, bro? So like eventually he paid $30 for 3 beats, I think. $30 for 3 beats. And then I gave him the beats, and that was that.
That's awesome. And so from there, you kind of realized that, okay, there is something that here for me to do in terms of making this into a career. I can maybe make some actual money doing this. I've already got somebody interested in my beats, and I'm not even, moving in that professional direction necessarily yet. So how do you start to turn that into a career?
So yeah, I started, of course, skipping class. I was having too much fun making beats.
Of course.
Eventually, I kind of got known in the school for or in my university for making beats. So all kinds of people was coming to my room to get beats. And
are you sure people weren't just like, yo, man, let's just go skip class with Hurricane over
let's
here,
just
man.
go hang with Hurricane.
Yeah, let's go hang with Hurricane in his dorm, man. He skipped school.
Hey, but I still passed. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
That's all.
Okay.
But either way, yeah. So I had a homie named Jarvis, and he was a great engineer, mix and master engineer. So we started hanging out a lot, and he would use my beats, and then there were other people that would come by my dorm and use my beats, and then he would mix and master, blah blah. And then one day he was like, "Yo, get on the mic." And I was like, "What do you mean?" Nah, I'm just here to make the beats. And then I'll never forget that day. It was called Frontier Freestyle because there was a festival we were about to go to after at our school, and we got on there, and the 4 people that got on that beat that day, me, him, and 2 other artists, were the only 4 to keep making music to this day. Everybody else that we cooked up with seemed to have faded off. So that song has kind of a legendary tint to it. You feel me?
Yeah, and that's always, a fascinating thing for me when you're interested in some sort of a craft. When I was in theater back in the day, and when you're interested in something like that, and you have people around you that are like-minded when you're younger that are into that as well, you start to see who really sticks with that stuff and who starts to fall off. And it's wild. There are people that you thought were more dedicated than you at one point that wind up moving into a completely different field because they're uncomfortable with the idea that success may not happen in the way that they had dreamt. And they want to do something that's going to make them that money and give them that security now because the money is the more important thing for them. And it's less about the love of the craft.
Totally. And that's what Terrence, shout out Terrence, a former guest on the show, was saying. You got to love it.
Well, and
you got to just do it because there's no expectation. You do it because you have to do it. And that's how you are expressing yourself. It's part of your art, and it's just part of why you're living.
Right. And to that end, I wonder, Hurricane, when you talk about these people that fell off, did they continue to make music, they just weren't pursuing it, or did they completely stop making music?
Yeah, from what I know, the vast majority just stopped making music. I hadn't heard no music from them, nothing. Living a whole new different life. And some people have come to me and been they were the ones who made the right decision, and got regular jobs, blah blah. They living good. They don't have to go through any struggles. But to me, of course, I feel great. This is the best I've ever been. I feel like when we focus on art or focus on a craft that we're truly resonant with, we grow as human beings. It's more about the journey and who we become as we continue to pursue greater and greater progress of the craft, to make better and better music. Everything I do was to make a better song.
Mm-hmm.
I would change up my diet. I started learning about spirituality. I started getting in the sun. I started understanding nature. I started releasing toxic people. Everything was all just so I could make a better song.
Okay, back up.
All working.
Back up for a second. So how did being in nature and opening up to that influence your music? Can you speak on that?
Absolutely. So it wasn't until I started making music and started this whole journey that I started refinding myself, because there was a long time in my life that it was just yo, I'm really just going through the motions, doing what everyone's telling me to do. And it wasn't until I found music and found, this whole lane that I started figuring out who I really was. And part of that was learning about ancient Egypt, electrical engineering, because I was an electrical engineering major. That's what I graduated with. And like learning all those things made me realize the power of nature, the power of frequency. And I started like really connecting to like deeper things, you know what I mean? And I would notice when I would make music in nature, when I was making my songs in nature, etc., they would come out with a pure, some kind of pure sense to it. Like people kind of made fun of me for always making my music outside, taking my laptop outside and whatnot, but like it felt like I was translating Mother Nature.
Hey, that's cool.
And
something deep, man.
It's because you had the love for the music that you had to keep doing that. And, it's funny. People say that you made the wrong decision and they made the right one for transitioning, going into a different field. All it would take would be one huge hit out of you, right, to have them say, damn, maybe I should have done that. And it's like people, they like get clouded by the fact that things don't happen overnight or as quickly as they think they should. But it, going back to this idea that they couldn't make it, so that meant that they had to transition into something else. That didn't mean if they really loved what they were doing that they had to give that up. And that's why I asked that question, because it's wild to see people that seem to be so passionate about something give it up completely like that because they feel like they're not going to be able to make a career out of it and find that stability. But it's like, well, then how much did you really love that thing? And what were you doing it for initially? Because if you were doing it for the love of the craft and the money just didn't follow, you would continue to do it even if you transitioned, you would think, because it's just something inside of you that you had to get out. But if it's about the money, and clearly that's what it seems to be about for a lot of these people to begin with, as opposed to actually the love of the craft, that's where you say, okay, well, clearly when they didn't make the money, that's when the quote-unquote passion just clearly ended.
Well, I feel like it's an internal battle at that point, in all honesty. Is like if you're like giving up your art to go pursue, another career because you've been put between a rock and a hard place and you got to like raise a family, or, you got to make decisions based on this weird construct that us humans have called money. It's like a strange thing that like, it's almost like a hurt if you try to create at that point, maybe, because like you're where does the best creativity come from? Yeah. From pain. Okay. Hurt, so you'd probably be making your best shit then. And that's an interesting, sort of like shift in thinking, is that if somebody were to like go down that path and not be focused, if they were to carry out that story that we just described, and
we're in tune with those emotions,
they wouldn't be creating from a place of like money and fame and success and like this whole thing that we're calling success.
Fucking great,
and that might be their best work.
Yeah.
Right? Is like, and it's, the show is so interesting, and just like thinking about this for the last year, or like aspects. Yeah, man. So I'm inspired by your train of thought, Hurricane, and like how you create. I've only created outside in nature once. I took my laptop outside only one time, but super cool, man. And speaking on that, man, I do want to hear some of his music.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and pull that up? But it sounds like Hurricane was going to chime in here.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, man, nature is everything. And it wasn't until like I said, I was studying electrical engineering. Nikola Tesla, I don't know if y'all know about him, but like he was always talking about the power of the 432 hertz frequency. Mm-hmm. And after I discovered that like all of ancient Egypt, a lot of ancient cultures all made their music in 432 hertz based on the instruments they found, it's like I started changing my music to 432 hertz, and I realized that it was changing me on like an internal level, like mentally, physically, spiritually. It's like my antenna had been cleared, so I could now like quote unquote hear from God, hear from the universe. Like it's like I stopped eating McDonald's and unhealthy, like none of that stuff resonated with me anymore. And I realized it was changing my frequency at a fundamental level. And that's when I realized music is so much more powerful than what anybody had even taught me before. And after that, I just dove deep because I realized every song I make, every song I give to the world is literally healing people. So that's been the goal, to make better and better songs, heal more and more people. And once that became the goal, it's like nothing can stop me.
That's so wild, man. So do me a favor. We do a music show, but at the same time, we welcome all types of audience members. Maybe people don't know everything about music, the ins and outs. So explain to us what you mean by the hertz and how that affects the music, and what exactly you mean by, changing that to a specific number for your songs moving forward.
Okay, so basically the frequency of a song, like, it's based on the middle A note, like A4. So usually wherever A4 is tuned, that affects how the rest of the music sounds or is tuned. And depending on the frequency it's tuned to, it affects the feeling of the music and what the music does. Because at the end of the day, like Nikola Tesla said, at the base of everything, if you want to understand the universe, you look at frequency, energy, and vibration. And basically everything is vibrating at certain frequencies. And the reason the 432 hertz frequency is so important is because it's aligned with nature and it's aligned with all type of things. And the reason that they changed it into 440 hertz in the I think it was the 1940s or something, it was part of the Nazi regime. They could use that frequency to disconnect people from nature in a sense, and now you could program them with whatever you wanted. You feel me? And like once you change it back to 432 hertz, you now regain that connection. It was as if I was receiving knowledge from the universe, knowledge from within. Like all of my ancestral patterns started showing up. I started gazing, or not gazing, but like going in the sun and like absorbing energy and learning my ancestral practices, basically just from my body, because I was reconnected. It's like my antenna was back in tune with nature. And
that's very much so interesting, dude.
I realized. Go ahead.
No, please. No. You're absolutely making sense. I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, yeah, that's pretty much it, man. So, yeah, I just switched the frequency, and literally my whole life changed frequency.
That's unbelievable. And I there's so many things that I want to go into here, but let's play a little bit of your music so that we can let the audience hear some of that. So you sent us 3 tracks to feature. Do you want us to just go in order, or is there one of the tracks that you'd like us to start with?
You can start with the Sea Waves, because I think that's on the vibe. Okay,
and before we play this song, so let me ask you, your performer name is Hurricane. Each of the songs you sent in have waves in it. What's with the hurricane and the water theme? I hear the whole nature thing. Is it just about that tapping into the force of nature, or does it go somewhere else? Does it go beyond that?
So in the beginning, the reason I even have my name was in high school. There was a very vicious hurricane that hit Houston called Hurricane Ike, and my born name is Ike. So like everyone in school started calling me Hurricane, because this was like one of the most devastating hurricanes that ever hit Houston. And, it caused a lot of damage, got a lot of publicity. So for the rest of my football years, everyone was calling me Hurricane Ike, Hurricane, blah, blah, blah. So I just kept it. And I was like, yo, it's nice. And my tag on all the songs says, "Give them waves, Hurricane," because, every time there's a hurricane over the ocean, what does it do? It creates waves. And like I said, when Nikola Tesla said, if you want to understand the universe, look at frequency, vibration, and energy. And I realized I'm giving frequency, vibration, and energy waves with every single one of the songs I release. And called Wavy Wednesday, where every Wednesday I drop a new song, new music video, new something. Every Wednesday something is coming, and I call it Wavy Wednesday. So that's the best way to describe that whole thing.
Love it. Well, let's throw this wave of music over our audience here and play Sea Waves by Hurricane. Check it out, y'all.
There's a lot of distractions out there distracting us from our inner being, our inner power. Not no more though. Everybody wanna know things. Everybody wanna show things. All the sights that we gon' see. That stuff is kinda OD. Everybody wanna know things. Everybody wanna show things. all the sights that we gon' see. That stuff is kinda OD, yeah. That stuff is kinda OD, yeah. All the stuff that we can't see, yeah. Look within and we finding, yeah. All the stuff that we can't be, yeah. And I'm living like a daydream. Every day is on some new things, cause I go inside and trust me, yeah. Yeah, I'm loving on the journey, yeah, yeah. And I'm peeking it out. Every single day I'm feeling like I figured it out. Nah, stop grinding, we don't do it for clout. Just trying to show the world what we about. Living true, not blue, and we getting the fees. Whole world stops when we dropping FTs. Patient with the flow when we did it with ease. Everything looking pretty when we surfing the seas, yeah. Everybody wanna know things, everybody wanna show things, all the sights that we gon' see, that stuff is kinda OD, yeah. Everybody wanna know things, everybody wanna show things, all the sights that we gon' see, that stuff is kinda OD, yeah, yeah. That's it, baby. We get it in. Hurricane Nike on the hurricane mic. Yeah. All praises to the Most High. Let's fly. Yeah.
Yo, bro. That shit is
Waves
fire.
and vibes. You know, it's a
Easy
buddy
to
of mine.
smoke, too.
Oh, come on, man! Always
Dave
taking the
Lang.
fucking Dave Length words
Dave
right out of my
Lang.
mouth. There's a buddy of ours that plays music, makes music, and he was talking recently about how someone said to him,
You know who
nobody.
said? He was reading about it, and it wasn't someone that said to him. It was Wiz Khalifa.
It was Wiz Khalifa.
Wiz
That's right.
Khalifa
Wiz
posted.
Khalifa said, nobody makes music to smoke to anymore.
I wish he was telling him that.
Yeah, I wish he was too. And our buddy was like, "Well, I do, man." And clearly, so does Hurricane. Because damn, I got those vibes.
Yo, you have no idea how many people have told me that.
Oh, it's super chill, man. I could just that's good driving music, like driving down the PCH. We live in Southern California.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that, man. I'm gonna do that. Yep. I'm gonna do that.
I do really quickly just want to shout out. So the creator of the Frogland project that we operate under, he's doxed already. His name's Ed Mason. He goes by Snoop Frog in the Frogland community, and he's leading another project right now, an Ordinals project that is unbelievable, very exciting. Under the name Satributes. So he's up on the stage right now. Ed, thank you so much for being with us. I saw that you requested to speak, and I always love to hear what you have to say. So welcome.
What's up, Ed?
Hey guys. I mean,
this
it's always going to be I guess an echo. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I mean, I've missed the last couple of yours. I felt horrendous. I mean, I know you individuals have been doing this pretty much every Saturday. How many Saturdays has it been now, would you say, since you started Sapo Saturdays?
So we've probably done somewhere around 55 Saturdays, and out of that we have something like 45 clean edited shows that we're ready to have out there for the public.
How many are out there on
Amazing.
Apple Podcasts and Google
Yeah,
Podcasts?
Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. We're out there, folks. Go ahead and check us out. Scratch Track Saturdays, Sapo Saturdays. I'm going to post the links as I always do. But yeah, we've got 40 episodes up there right now, so plenty of content.
Amazing. Because I just want to say, so these individuals were a big part of the whole idea of the contributor collection. Having been in Frogland, and obviously still am in Frogland, nothing's changed there. Frogland is incredible content that ultimately we wrap into this whole big ecosystem that we call Web3. But the community aspect, what you gentlemen have been doing for the past over a year now, year and a half, literally every Saturday inviting awesome artists onto the show, giving them the exposure, talking to them, actually finding out about them. Every single one has been absolutely fascinating. I recommend people who have any interest in music and Web3 to check these episodes out. So yeah, this is the first Saturday that I've been able to come back in and see you guys in action after bringing you on board as top contributors. So again, congratulations, welcome to the family, and just if we had more people like you in the space, we'd be having a hell of a lot more fun. So I just want to say thank you, keep up the great work. I don't want to say much more. I'm just going to sit here and jam and listen to you guys because yeah, it's a pretty good space. But I love you guys. I support you guys. And yeah, just keep up everything that you're doing. You're making the space a better place.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
and you know, we love you immensely. And fuck, man, of course, the weekend you decide to hop back in is the weekend that we stumble into the space because Twitter is just screwing us. But, you know,
man,
glad to have you here
so hard by
regardless.
Twitter these past few days. It's nothing personal, but it's just fucking ruggy at the moment in Twitter.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, everyone should definitely check out the Sattributes Project. Definitely check out Frogland. You know, as we always say, none of this is financial advice. Do your own research. But
get
as I
involved.
always say also, get involved. So yeah, shifting back over to Hurric4n. So Hurric4n definitely, you know, showered us with those waves and those vibes. Love that. So how did you kind of find that transition to making music where you were on the track? Because you were kind of saying that one of your buddies said, you know, maybe you should hop on the track and sing or rap or whatever you were going to do in that moment. And for people that play music but aren't the front man of their own songs, so to speak, that can be very intimidating. So what was that like, that moment, and how did you feel about making that transition?
Man, it was euphoric, man. It was a complete freestyle too. So like we were just there chilling, so I just freestyled on the track, and he played it back because, like I said, he's a great engineer. So he made it sound so good. I was like, yo, that stuff is hard, bro. I'm trying to hear that again. And then I showed it to my little girlfriend at the time, and she was low-key a hater. She was low-key one of my biggest haters at the time. But I mean, sometimes she was joking, sometimes she was serious. But like, even she liked it, so I was like, okay, we got something here. You feel me?
But even if she didn't, I mean, sometimes our biggest haters give us our most motivation, right?
That's facts. That's facts.
So you make that transition into, you know, being the voice on your tracks. Do you then decide, okay, now everything I make from this point forward is for me, and I'm going to be making just my own music? Or are you then also saying, okay, you know what, if I'm going to do this as a business, I have to be prepared to sell some of my tracks as well, even if I love them myself and I want to, you know, do something with everything that I create? Did you find that split in yourself where you're like, I don't know what to do with this stuff, or did you have a plan?
Actually, it happened pretty naturally because, like I said, I was depending on my friend to mix all the songs. So, like, I would always be like, yo, let's record today. Like, I got obsessed. I was like, yo, let's record today. Yo, let's record today. And eventually he was like, nah, bro, like, I'm just chilling today, blah, blah. So eventually I was like, man, so I can't really depend on him to always record. I got to figure out how to record myself. So after that, you know, I got myself a mic, saved up, bought myself everything, and then I just started learning how to mix. And at first, it was terrible, terrible. And it was super hard, and it took years, and I'm still learning. Like, vocal mixing is way harder than making beats. That's just, so anybody who does it, big props. So, like, I learned that. It's taken me years, still always trying to perfect it and get better. But, yeah, I love it. Now that I've gotten to a place where it actually sounds listenable, when I record my stuff, now I'm just obsessed with like just getting better and constantly tweaking and learning.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about the difficulty of mixing, that's one of the reasons we had Zen Mix on, who's an engineer. You know, that is just as much of an art as making the music itself.
Unbelievable.
Being able to not only make everything layer in nicely so that everything's at the right volume, at the right sort of gain and power level.
But EQing, dude,
Yeah,
is
just-
so important, and like that's that's hard. Like I
But also,
I don't
like,
fully get it.
There's a level of imagination that comes in with an engineer as well, right? It's not just mixing. It's like, okay,
Right.
once we fuck with all the levels of all of this stuff, then they start to do stuff like the chop and screw that he does with certain voices, and like,
Or just, like,
maybe
arrangement even.
this sound needs to go here, maybe that sound needs to go there. So it's almost like, and I said this when Zen Mix was on the show, that like that becomes his instrument in that moment. You know what I mean? And yeah,
Totally.
so that's absolutely its own art form as well. And that's great that you kind of took it upon yourself to learn that too, because you know, as creatives, that's the most liberating thing, is to start to learn other parts of the craft so that you don't have to rely on people to do things.
It's 1 o'clock.
And that happens a lot with you know, people in front of the camera as well, where like, you know, if you're an actor and you want to make content, whether that be dramatic content, comedy content, the sooner you learn how to, you know, operate a camera, the sooner you learn how to edit, you don't need to rely on other people to start making stuff and putting stuff out there.
Not only that, once you do get to a point where you are working with people that are seasoned,
Then
you have the
communicate.
language to
Yeah.
be able to speak to them, in a music studio, to say, hey man, could you, and you'd be training your ear
Sure.
to like understand, which I talked to my buddy at the forum he's the photographer. Shout out Tim
Norris.
Yep. I've been trying to get him on the show for a while. He and I are starting a band together.
Oh, yeah.
I just need to cut that clip and send it to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he, that's what we talk about almost every time we're like filming together, is like training our ears to like hear chord structures and chord shapes. And like, I think being able to do those types of things in a professional setting, is so imperative in the art form. So like, good on you, Hurricane, for taking that upon yourself, because then once you start to, you're already working with other people, and once you do continue to work with new people, there's like almost like a commonality of language,
Yeah, and I mean, when he talks about leveling up, that's exactly what he did, right? Because
Yo, my bro.
No, you're still here. Go for it.
He might be rugged.
There might be a little bit of a delay or something. Yeah.
It's like when you go to ask if you're rugged, you're good, and then Elon
Yeah.
pushes the button again. And you're
Elon,
like,
Elon pressed the button. I can see.
Damn. Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah. Why don't you? I think the
He just
space
left
is still
us.
up and running. So, I was going to suggest he hop out and hop back in.
He was ahead of you, man.
Very good. Let me
Yeah,
go.
what were you about to say? What were you about?
Well, let me go grab my phone so I can allow him back into the space.
Oh,
Yeah, I was going to say, I was texting all you guys. I was literally messaging you on WhatsApp, like, let me in. I never realized you weren't in front of your screens.
Snoop
Nice.
was just saying he was bothering you on WhatsApp. And,
Oh
and-
yeah, I
and-
couldn't even see it.
Yeah.
I'm keeping my phone.
That's
Man, you're laser focused. I know you guys get laser focused when you're in here.
Well,
and it's
it's-
the sign of a professional.
It's also the thing, like, Elon needs to allow the host to be able to turn your phone down all the way.
For some reason, you
could be
as
over
the
here
host,
by
I
the microphone.
yeah, I can't turn the volume all the way down. It just lets you
Yeah, it's
put it to
weird,
that.
man.
Yeah, bizarre.
So like,
You gotta like hide your phone under a pillow.
Yeah.
And then you forget where it is and you panic and you're like, where's this fucking phone?
Yeah.
And you hear voices in the distance and you remember where it is.
Yep.
I've done that a few too many times.
Snoop.
All right, looks like
have you
Hurricane's
been-
back. I'm gonna
have
shut
you-
up. Sorry, guys.
Have you been watching me, man?
Great minds.
All right, Hurricane. Let's see. You back with us? Can we hear you?
Yeah, I'm here. I like this guy. I like this satire.
Oh, dude, Snoop is the absolute best. Definitely check out Frogland and everything he's doing because it is awesome shit.
he's pretty smart too.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say he's a fucking genius.
Pretty smart guy. Yeah. He knows a thing or two. Yeah.
But yeah, no. So yeah, we were just kind of giving you praise for taking it upon yourself to learn the other aspects of the music that you were creating, so that you give yourself not only that power to be able to do those things on your own, and you don't have to lean on other people and depend on them to be able to create, but also so that you can communicate better as you're moving forward. And when you talk about leveling up, that's really leveling up, and it shows a love and appreciation for the craft and what you're doing. And I know you were going to hop in and say something before you got rugged, so I'll give you that opportunity.
Man, I don't even remember what I was going to say at this point. But it's all good.
Fair enough. Okay, so you were able to sell that one beat for $30, or no? It became okay. Someone asked you about it, and then you said, "I don't know." Then you're like, "Okay, maybe three beats for $30," and it was just kind of something you pulled out. And then it was like, all right, well, maybe I can make money doing this. So you start to level up. You start to learn more about different aspects of creating the music. Give yourself that freedom. Now you're able to communicate more with other musicians, collaborate better. How does that turn into a plan for how you're going to continue to make money doing this? Is that kind of when you became aware of NFTs and moved into that realm? What was the transition like in terms of you finding a way to make money doing this?
So the NFT journey was pretty late, actually. That's pretty late in the saga. But after I sold that first beat. I got myself a BeatStars store. I think it was like a year or two later, whenever they popped up. And as soon as I got that, beat sales kind of helped me, bro. They really helped me through, a lot of the hard patches in life.
For people that don't know what that is, tell us about BeatStar Store.
Whoa. Okay, BeatStars is essentially where you can just put up your beats, and if people like them, they can buy them right off the store. They got the content, everything.
And was that a pay to play thing? Because I know in a lot of industries, especially the music industry, it's like everything you do comes with a price, even down to you're performing, and you'd think someone is going to pay you to perform, or even not pay you. Just they're getting free entertainment for their space, so they're going to allow you to perform, right? But then it becomes, oh, actually, you have to pay us to be able to perform, or you have to bring a certain amount of people to be able to perform. So did you have to pay to be able to put your beats up to be purchased, or was that a free service where it was just about making that money if you made those sales?
Oh, nah, you got to pay $174.34 a year.
Oh, wow.
Of course. See? Always pay to play.
And then you're not connected to the music after somebody like buys your beat, are you?
So yeah, like it depends on what you put in the contract. But lately I've been doing something crazy. So I've been like building my email list. So I've actually been letting a lot of people get my beats for free. But then on the back end, what I'm saying, if they want a custom beat or if they want to work together, blah blah, then I can charge like way more. You feel me?
And is BeatStars something that still exists now, that if someone wanted to, revert back to that Web 2
Beatstars.com
Web 2 version of doing things, they could still do that?
Absolutely. BeatStars is amazing, man. I appreciate that.
That's awesome. So you start to make some sales through that. How does the whole NFT space become something that's on your radar, and what made you think that was a viable option in terms of selling your music?
So it all started when I had a job. I had this software engineering job, and it was draining my life. Like I feel like it was just like I was making money, but it was like draining my soul and like do what I wanted to do. Oh, hold on, I'm getting some. From
You're getting rugged.
No, I'm not getting rugged. I'm just hearing myself on the echo, but it's all good. So after that point, I was like, man, I can't betray myself like this. So eventually I saved up some money and, got out the job. And, I was like, yo, let me just figure it out from here. And after that point, I made a bad investment and lost like $20K on some crypto. And I ended up having to move back to my parents' house. And of course, they were super pissed. And like, they did not vibe with the whole music idea or whatever. So, and I lost my girlfriend at the time too. It was just a really, dark time or whatever. But I was like, I'm still not going to quit. This is what I want to do, et cetera, et cetera. So at that point, I just had to leave my house. And ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to live in Costa Rica. For some reason, I was always infatuated with Costa Rica. I don't know why. Don't even ask me. I probably saw it on a commercial or something. I don't even know. So I was like, where am I going to go? And I was like, shoot, let me just go to Costa Rica. So I just flew as far away from all the toxic negativity that I was dealing with so I could just sit down peacefully and enjoy building my life. And like, I was over there for a good while, and I was, surviving off basically just trading crypto, and selling beats here and there, sometimes mixing and mastering services, a little bit on Spotify and Apple Music. Apple Music helped a lot sometimes, so shout out to everybody who streams. But it wasn't really enough, you know what I mean? I was still like really teetering on the edge, and that was when I discovered the NFT space, and I was like flipping all these pictures and stuff, and it was one where Alex Becca, like I'm pretty sure y'all know who he is. But he was like, yo, get the Moody Crows or whatever. So I bought a Moody Crow, and that thing went up like almost 10x in like a few hours. And I was like, bro, this is not real life, bro.
Wow.
And that stuff literally paid my rent, helped me, so much. And after that, I got like obsessed with NFTs. I started trying to figure out what was the next pump, what was the next whatever, until I finally ran across Blau. I think Blau sold like a something $1 million music NFT. NFT, and it just blew my mind that people were even selling music NFTs, or that music NFTs wasn't even a thing. So I was like, yo, let's freaking make some kind of music NFT. That sounds like a great idea. So there was a song, and it was actually one of the songs I sent you today. It was called Romantic Waves, that I made in Costa Rica. And like a lot of the people in the neighborhood or in the city I was living really liked the song. You know, they was playing it and everything. And I was like, shoot, let me make this one my first NFT. So I made it like an autographed cover art, because I noticed that nobody was really selling music NFTs, but a lot of visual NFTs, like visual art NFTs, were selling. So I was like, all right, let me just make it an autographed cover art. And that's an ode to The Weeknd. I don't know if y'all know who The Weeknd is, but like once I met him in person and he signed my album art, like that was the moment I knew that I could do it too. Like I could make it for myself, because after I saw that he was a human being and he wasn't like some alien that that just could go crazy on the track and create this incredible music. Like he was a person, and I shook his hand, I looked in his eye, I was like, what? If he could do it, I could do it too. You feel me? And that was a pivotal moment in my life. So after that, I made my first NFT the exact same. It was a 1-of-1, and I autographed it with my signature just to look like the Weeknd album that I always hold dear to my heart. And I put it up for $1 million, 303 ETH, because I was like, yo, this thing's gonna sell for 303 ETH. And I was like gung ho about it. I was telling everybody. I was on my Twitter. I was like, yo, this one is selling for 303 ETH. Yo, it's going to sell for $1 million. Yo, trust. I don't know when. And to this day, I still think one day that NFT is going to sell for $1 million or more. You feel me? Like, and I'm going to keep going until it does. You feel me?
Listen, there's something very powerful about manifestation. And it reminds me of the reason that I got into acting initially was Jim Carrey. I saw Ace Ventura as a kid, and I saw everyone laughing in the theater. I said, I want to be that guy. So I started to find out everything I could about Jim Carrey, and he actually wrote his father a check for $1 million.
He wrote it to himself.
He wrote it to himself?
Yeah.
Look at how big of a Jim Carrey fan I am.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
It was
well,
before Dumb and Dumber.
he may have written it to himself, but after his father passed away, he wound up putting it in his father's pocket in the casket at the funeral. And unfortunately, his father wasn't alive to see him be able to cash that type of a check. But yes, having that belief in yourself and manifesting that, and not to throw shade, but I fucking love the music that The Weeknd puts out. But he can't act for shit. he just came out with a new show. I haven't seen the full show, but the clips I've seen are so funny, and it's pretty wild. Okay. Because he is such a fantastic musician, and sometimes you can't do everything, man.
We'll cut this out of the restream.
Yeah, sure. In case the Weeknd listens, right? But no, that's crazy, and it really does show your love and passion for the music, Hurricane, because staying with this waves theme, staying with this hurricane theme, when it rains, it pours. And you talk about, like, you lose all this money, you have to move back in with your parents don't believe in your craft, you lose your girlfriend, and you're still like, you know what, I'm going to move to Costa Rica and continue making music. That's when a lot of people would maybe say, like, okay, I'm going to move away from the music thing. I'm going to find something very stable. I'm going to move away from crypto. I'm going to distance myself from all of this shit and figure something out that is, the traditional 9 to 5, so that I have the acceptance of my family members and I can make some cash. But you're like, no, I'm going to stick with the passion, and I fucking love that. And you, my friend, are vibrating at a certain frequency that we definitely resonate with over here at Sapo Studios, and we love it. And you talk about romantic waves, that romance, that love for the music, that's something that we resonate with and absolutely love. So let's go ahead and play Romantic Waves by Hurricane for our audience right now.
She's just trying to be romantic on the coast of Guanacaste, La llamada de la ocean, quieres besarme en la boca, como tú no hay otra. Huracán Ghost Roca, yeah. Hold on tight like you're never gonna stop. Hold on tight like you're riding on top. We gon' rock like we make our own sea. Everything that you gushing on me, and it all just depends on us. In the storm you gon' always have trust that the force gon' get you stirred up. Stirred up. Hey, so she stir it up for me. Shout out to my peeps, yeah, I'm talking Bob Marley. Every time you see me, yeah, you know I'm up early. Got to get the grind, got to get the waves going. Every time she see me, yeah, you know I'm straight flowing. I just gotta be me, every day I know it. I gotta go harder, I'm doing everything I do just so I can be good for the freaking daughters, yeah. Don't stop, let me say. 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 No tenemos time to waste. Ven aquí, let me hold your waist. Estamos in the right place. Right place. She's just tryna be romantic. On the coast of Guanacaste. On the coast of Guanacaste. La llamada de la ocean. Quieres besarme en la boca. Como tú no hay otra. Huracán ghost troca. She's just tryna be romantic. On the coast of Guanacaste. On the coast of Guanacaste. La llamada de la ocean. Quieres besarme en la boca. Como tú no hay otra. So we finally got a chance, right? And it's time to get the move right. You've been waiting all night, and I've been on my game tight. The stars is all aligned too. It's about time I show you that all your dreams can come true. She's just tryna be romantic. On the coast of Guanacaste. On the coast of Guanacaste. La llamada de la ocean. Quieres besarme en la boca. Como tú no hay otra. Huracán ghost troca.
Let's go.
Yo, rolling right into the next one there. Yo, once again, just like that chill vibe.
We were dancing.
Yeah,
I was backing it up over here.
yeah. I was like, I don't know if I'd call what you were doing dancing, man.
Yeah, I was backing it up, man.
No, definite vibes though. That's dope stuff. And
everyone,
what?
just go ahead and paint a picture in your head of me backing it up.
Oh,
My
yeah?
kitchen
You
with
were-
Dave.
yeah.
Just go ahead and paint a picture in your head. Take a moment, think about it.
Yeah,
live
thanks.
it. Yeah,
Great.
Yeah.
While you do that, why don't I go ahead and reset the space because we got a sizable audience here now. Thank you for being with us on this weird Saturday. We are Sapo Studios. Our goal is to bring the majority of profits and ownership rights back into the hands of musicians. We operate under the umbrella of the notorious Frog NFT project, aka Frogland. Do your own research, but get involved and check out Satributes while you're at it. We have plans to unveil a marketplace where you can buy and sell stems and do a whole lot more. But until then, we're jamming with artists, chatting it up with them about music, life, and NFTs. Hailing from Texas, we have Hurric4n in the studio today. Well, in the studio remote. After a bumpy start because, a hurricane hit our equipment over here and Musk wasn't there to clean it up, we finally got our stability, our sea legs over here, and we got into a really nice conversation with Hurric4n, and he has graced us with so much of his time and all of his philosophies, and I've really enjoyed talking to you about all of this stuff. I'm curious, how did you find yourself in Jaden Violet's spaces? Because Jaden is actually who referred you over to us. Jaden has a space called the UVR, and Jaden is an unbelievable person, great musician. Everyone should go and check out Jaden's music, but also our episode of Sapo Saturdays with Jaden on it. You can check that out on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and Spotify. We're all over the place. Check us out. But how did you, Hurric4n, connect with Jaden?
First of all, I'm so glad y'all know my G. That is my homie, man. But number one, literally after I sold the music NFT that you just heard, that song, and it randomly sold one day, and to this day I still don't know who it is that bought it, and I've been looking for them for so long. But like either way, it's like after that I was obsessed with music NFTs. I was like, okay, let me learn everything I can possibly learn. So I just started hopping in spaces, like all different types of spaces, so with all different types of people. And it was then that I finally found Jaden. I'm not sure if he was the host of the space, but like I went in that space and we talked for a little bit, and then we got in the DMs, and there was a song that I was mixing for somebody else, and like eventually I was like, dang, we need somebody to mix a song. And he was like, yeah, I'll mix a song for you. I was like, are you serious, bro? Like, he didn't charge us, nothing. He was just like, yeah, sure. Like, I think it's hot. And I was like, all right, that's a bet. So I sent it to him. He sent back the mix. The song is fire. You feel me? And so after that, we've been homies, and like, we've been kicking in spaces. And like, pretty much all of his spaces, like, it was just me and him and all of our homies, including Mumbo. Mumbo just hopped in, and it was like, we would just every day just be in the spaces, and he just became my super homie after that.
Yeah, and you know, I love that sense of community, and that's something that we've spoken about on the show before. That's kind of what Web3 has done, is brought that sense of community to the spaces, and it's really great to see. And it's moving to a place where people can collaborate from different states, from different countries, and the music that's coming out of that is fucking awesome. And it's just so nice to see each other, see people building each other up as opposed to tearing each other down. So, you know, I appreciate that whole community that's being built, and particularly this kind of music community that within the Web3 space is happening. And, you know, the artists that Jaden and some of our other past guests have been sending our way are all people that are their own community, like yourself, of people that gather in all of these spaces all the time, all know each other, and are continuing to push each other forward. And it's really a beautiful thing.
Completely agree, man. Like, the NFT space has changed my life dramatically. Because like I said before, I was really, really alone on this whole journey. Like, I was really just doing everything myself, trying to figure everything out myself. And it wasn't until I, got to the space that I found all these other like-minded people that were all about going all out for their dreams, or like their true goals and everything. And like, just being around that energy on a daily basis, I couldn't get enough. And we just out here building, going crazy. The things that are in the pipeline that I know that everyone else is building and that I'm building, it never would have existed had we not have all come together. So very, very grateful.
So if there was one thing that you wanted people to leave here with in terms of, you promoting yourself, and let's think, I absolutely love your passion for the music, but let's put passion aside now, and let's think of this as a career for you, and making some money to go towards your art. If there was one thing that you could have people leave here and do, would it be to stream more of your music on Spotify, Apple Podcasts? Would it be to buy a particular, one of your music NFTs? What would you say?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, do whatever you wish. Like, as far as streaming helps. Like, and I'm telling you, I got vibes. I just made a whole playlist. It's like 75 or something of my best songs, like back to back to back, relaxing vibes, and that's on my Spotify. And then as far as NFTs, I've been going hard on sound.xyz, and I got a few up there that's still available for cops. So like, yeah, you can definitely, cop NFTs, whatever, and then you get part of the community, and then we start moving even faster. Let's get it.
Love it. Well, speaking of community and the people that have come out to support you today, and the people that just came out to listen to the show and are supporting music and us in general, we appreciate all of you for being here. Got a nice sizable audience today. And we would love to give the audience the opportunity now to, ask any questions or make any comments that they'd like to make with Hurricane while he's here. He's given us his time. He's been generous enough to do so. I do want to shout out a couple of people. We have our business partners in the space. We got A-Bomb and Dan. Dan is our art guy who is responsible for every piece of Sapo Studios art that you'll ever see. And he is one of the most phenomenal artists that I've ever met. And then you've got A-Bomb, who is just a force to be reckoned with. He's very well known in the spaces, big in the 10KTF community, big in the Frogland community, and much love to those two. But yeah, let's go ahead and open this up to the audience. I'm going to go run over to the counter, as we spoke about earlier, and grab my phone, because got to have it in another country for it not to be heard on the mic. So just give me a second here. Why don't you go ahead and say something over there on the mic, ASAP.
Hello? Is this thing on? Yeah, no, we are super thankful for all y'all being here. And shout out to my mom. She's a guest on all of these shows. Mama Froggy G, what's up?
Mama Froggy G.
We got Mitosis out there, fellow always friend of the show. Bullish Frog, what's up?
Yeah, my
Top shot.
You
What's
said
up?
It's my toes, but that's funny that you said
Mitosis.
mitosis. Oh, is it mitosis?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The full name is mitosis. Yeah,
My toe.
So
Sis.
back in the day when we were learning about meiosis and mitosis, I always used to remember that because mitosis is my toes don't have sex, and that was the saying that the cells,
Your teacher taught you that?
Yeah. Well, not just me. The rest of the class. We didn't have an odd separate relationship. All right, this just got weird. So if anyone wants to,
Is there something you want to talk about?
no, actually, I actually responded to a couple of those posts recently because there are a lot of schools in which
did your teacher touch
no,
you, David?
quite the contrary. I was saying damn, I went to the wrong school because a lot of these teachers are fucking their students.
Dude,
and
my mom is listening, bro.
oh yeah, my bad. We were right. Hey, sorry, this just got really inappropriate. But if anyone wants to hop up and
Snoop's little kid is probably next to him.
I mean, fortunately, I've got headphones, but I'm going to say it's very brave of you inviting your mum here. I pray to God my mum doesn't hear any of these Twitter spaces that I've been on, because my God, I will go down in her eyes a little bit.
yeah, I often forget that.
No, my mom's a big fan of the show. She knows what she's signing up for.
I know,
man.
but it is funny because I often forget that his mom is here.
You've done a great job, Mama Froggy G. You've raised a fine gentleman there, and a barrel of laughs to be around.
Yeah, and you know what? I might even say that's debatable just to be funny, but it's not. He is a swell guy.
Hey, thanks.
So
Thanks, man. I appreciate
all right. Well, it looks like we've got a shy audience. I'm not shy, clearly, so I guess I've made everyone shy. And that's fine. You can just kind of sit there in the back and listen and wonder what the fuck I'm saying.
You're on one today, man.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
apparently.
all sleepy. I tell you, man, this show wakes you up every Saturday. It does.
Yeah, like a shot to the face.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and play one more song from Hurricane before we hop into a little jam session here. So the last
Dan's favorite part of the show.
Yeah, I know. So the last song that we have from Hurricane here is called what do you have over there? Did Waves? Yep. Did Waves. All right. So is there anything you want to say about the song Hurricane before we play it?
Yeah, absolutely. The song is a metaphor for all my ride or dies. Everyone that's supported on this journey, been with me on this journey. It's yo, appreciate y'all. As I win, we win type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Love that. And you know what? To get sappy and Sapo sappy and sentimental, if just, we all tried to build each other up in that way, the world might be a better place. So think about that, folks. Try to help someone instead of just thinking about yourself.
For those of you that are listening live today, go ahead and compliment somebody out in the world, or somebody around you. Tell them that you appreciate them. For those of you that listen to this on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify,
love it. Love the plug.
You guys go ahead and do that when you're re-listening in the future.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is a forever.
That's right.
Lasting good gesture. Moment.
Pay it forward one way or another. Love that sentiment, and let's go ahead and build up our fellow artist here and play some of his music. So this is Hurricane with Did Waves. Check it out.
Yeah, and we always want more. Yeah, and she with me on tour. Yeah, and she's always on team. Yeah, that's why we living on dream. We moving up, she love to be with a G. that's coming up. That's why she always on the team. She dreaming of everything that we could be. We scheming up, we scheming up. She don't do this, but she did it for me, yeah. Got on the move and now she winning for free, babe. She don't do this, but she did it for me, yeah. Got on the move and now she winning for free, babe. She don't do this, but she did it for me, yeah. Got on the move and now she winning for free, babe. She don't do this, but she did it for me, yeah. Got on the move and now she winning for free, babe. We just beginning on our rise too. You can see it in our eyes too. We just made it with our peace up. We just drowning on these beats, bruh. She don't do this, but she did it for me, yeah. Got on the move and now she winning for free, babe. She don't do this, but she did it for me, yeah. Got on the move and now she winning for free, babe. She don't do this, but she did it for me, yeah. Got on the move and now she winning for free, babe. She don't do this, but she did it for me, yeah. Got on the move and now she winning for free, babe. She did it though. Check me out, yeah. So check me out.
I have a feeling that we're going to be doing quite a bit of smoking and listening to your music. We don't smoke here. Your mom's listening, man. What are we talking about today? Come on.
Now she knows.
Yo, I hope y'all enjoy, man. Definitely send pics.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much for being on the show today, Hurricane. Really appreciate your time. And
you inspired me. I need to go outside and like take my guitar in the woods.
Well, let's
take my guitar to the woods, man.
Let's hope something good comes out of that, because Hurricane painted a really nice picture of being out in nature, and then you just made it sound really weird.
No, there's no way. There's no way that something cool doesn't come out of that, dude.
Yeah, something will come out.
There's no way. You're a weirdo, man.
No, but thank you very much for being with us today, Hurricane, and sharing so much of your time and your insight. It's been really great.
Yo, thank y'all for having me, man. Like, this was super fun. Y'all are super cool dudes. I love how y'all just having fun on your show. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got cool people in here, too. Shout out to everybody that came through. God bless. We'll let it connect. Just DM me if you want to talk or if you want to know anything or build together, whatever. So, yeah, appreciate y'all. God bless. Let's keep going.
Hell yeah. And you know what? People are often looking for their first person to collaborate with, don't know who that's going to be, and maybe they're a little nervous about reaching out to someone that they think might be at a different level than them. But it sounds like Hurricane is someone that wants to help others in the space grow and wants to build other people up as much as people have built him up. So go ahead and reach out and see what happens, because I'd like to think that Hurricane will help you out. Let's go ahead and play one more of Hurricane's tracks here on Spotify, because we've got his Spotify page opened up, and we'll use that as a way to transition into this jam session here. So whether you stay with us through this jam session or not, thank you everyone so much for being here with us. We couldn't do this show without you, beautiful audience members, and definitely, when you have some time, get yourself on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and listen to our past shows. I'll be posting those links later today.
And there's a couple that are unedited that are going to be released in the coming weeks.
Bangers.
That are very good, yes. Looking forward to re-listening
to
some of those.
One of the next I have to edit, actually, is the one where my brother was on, and I'm really looking forward to re-listening to that show, because it was a lot of fun.
Definitely.
But yeah, thank you all for being with us on this beautiful Saturday. We're going to go ahead and play one more of Hurricane's songs called Prove Waves, and we're going to transition into a jam session.
Hey,
We out here, South by Smith and Wesson, going off in the booth. Let's get it. I go by LC going crazy. Hey.
Sorry, that happens when I open up a new project.
Hey. She tryna prove she love me. But that shit looking funny. Hey.
Girl, I see you. Thinking all of your folks wanna be you. Numbers all up in your phone say they need you, but they don't need you. You hold on to them receipts, I can read you. You waiting for all my moves when I speak truths, cause you know what you doing playing that same song. I'm not the one you fooling with that see-through. You want me to play along, but baby ain't no games. Hit the 6 in a day and then end the night in LA. Wake up back in the city and spend some time out of leg. So baby, if you with it, then I'm with it. It's a day, yeah, that sound good. And you love rocking the latest. Anything that'll make you look famous. You get all that, then you go and bust it down for a minute. Want a king for the night, you got rounds for a minute. You ain't know I got that one hitter, quitter. Left side, right side, then back to the middle. You ain't ready for a real one. You be doing all this stunting just to feel something. You giving your loving to some real bums. And I've only been head over heels once. You could be a real winner, and both of us could be some real killers. It's not genuine if she
tryna prove she love me. But that shit looking funny. Hey. She tryna prove she love me. But that shit looking funny. Hey. Hurric4n3 golf lady. Hey, yeah, you know we get it on, baby. Hey, yeah, we coming with the songs, baby. Listen.
All right. Moving into the jam session. So we've got the old Logic program opened up here now. What was the guy's name? Was it John's basement? Joe's basement? Well, where the fuck did you take your bass? Oh, I'm cursing all over the place today. You are right. There's something wrong with me today. But
you're on one, and he's a very nice man. His name is John. He did a great job with my bass.
Really did. So
it's
got the
so
bass
awesome.
back, and it's looking fresh.
It looks like a brand new bass guitar.
So shout out to John.
Yeah.
How can people find John in Los Angeles if they want to bring their instruments to John?
John's Guitar Rescue and Repair.
All right, John's Guitar Rescue and Repair. Shout out to John. So go ahead and take your instruments over to John if you need them fixed up. ASAP thought that this bass was actually a piece of shit. and he brought it over there, and the guy's like, "Oh, this is actually a decent bass."
He's like, dude, this is really good bass.
Yeah, so he
and,
cleaned it up.
And you know what? Shout out to Tim Norris for encouraging me to not go spend a bunch of money on a brand new bass. He said, give some love to what you got. Take it somewhere.
That's your second shout out to Tim. You really are trying to get him on the show, huh?
And I'm trying to get John on the show as well.
All right.
Just to talk about guitar setups
and fixing them.
But
Sure.
he also knows a whole lot about music theory. He's a musician himself. He's a very interesting man. Very, very interesting man.
Well,
the first time I met him, I spoke to him for quite some time. Just out on his front lawn, yeah.
You
and him.
You had a long conversation with someone. You bent his ear.
No.
I can't imagine. It's
is that what you call that?
Bending someone's ear. Yeah. If you're a regular listener of our show, what are you doing over there? Oh, the bass. If you're a regular listener of the show, then you know that a couple weeks ago we had on Victoria White, who's a phenomenal painter. She does musician portraits, some of them ginormous.
All of them are pretty humongous.
Well, she makes smaller pieces too.
Yeah.
But yeah, but she came on the show, and why the hell did I just bring that up?
Rubber.
Damn, lost my train of thought on that one. It'll come back.
I'm about to hit the gym, y'all, but appreciate y'all having me. Y'all,
yeah, of course, man. You too, man. We appreciate you, bro.
Get those reps in, spread that
Yeah,
love.
I need to get back to the gym.
And thank you so much.
God bless. Peace.
Later, bro.
Yeah, there was definitely a reason that I brought her up.
About not being afraid to approach people. I just Dave linked it and talk to people. And not be afraid to have long conversations with people.
Thanks, man. Yeah. See, you're the other half of my brain there. So we're talking about you bending people's ears and the fact that you had a long conversation.
You brought her up. Right?
Yeah, that's that you had a long conversations with people and this and that. So Victoria was on our show. She told us about this art exhibition she was having. We go to the art exhibition, and I'm having conversation with her, and she tells me, the first time I met ASAP, we were at this event that I was painting at, and we're having a great conversation, but, I just couldn't stop talking to him.
And I got to paint, John.
And she says to ASAP, she's like, look, I am really enjoying talking to you, but I'm here to work, and I've got to paint John Fogerty, so if you don't mind, I'm going to get back to work.
As John Fogerty's playing on the stage like 15 feet behind us.
Shout out Creedence Clearwater Revival from back in the day, but yeah, you can definitely bend an ear over there. All right, so we've got the strings bending now. Tuning up that bass. Are we all set? I like the way you raise your shoulders there, like you're a real bass player. Just feeling it.
Yeah, like that's the only note that sounds a little weird. And he was like, if any of them are a little too rattly, go ahead and bring it back, and he'll just kind of like fix it up. He's like, I don't want to do. He's like, kind of let it settle in a little. So, a couple of the notes,
work it in, see what happens.
Yeah,
kind of like when you used to get a baseball glove and you had to, put the ball in and wrap the rubber band around it and put it under your mattress. Maybe put that bass under your mattress. It'll be good by tomorrow. All right, so let's hop into this jam session. I sent you another one of my silly recordings. Let's
not call it silly because there's a real thing happening here, and like this is this is an example of which again I'm just gonna go ahead and shamelessly give Tim Norris another shout out because yesterday
all over Tim today.
Yesterday he was literally while we were at work. We were talking about music. He shoots photo, I shoot video. We work at a music venue, but he was talking to me about like how do you write songs? Do you like have a melody in your head and then you're trying to like transpose it and figure it out? And I was like, not really. I don't, but Mr. Goldman over here does, and I think that that's an important skill to learn as a musician. So like, I need to learn how to do that myself better. You're quite good at that, transposing and listening to things and using your ear and finding things, So that's an example of what we're going to show here today. So
if I can figure it out.
So it's not silly.
fair enough, and I appreciate that.
You
But-
might sound silly, but
Yeah, I
but
guess-
but what's happening here is not silly.
Yeah, and I do always say that it's fun to hear where the tracks end up, and it's kind of sometimes for me anyway painful to go through the process of finding that spot where we're actually making the music that we had intended to make. But that's the process, and you have to sometimes suffer through some of that shit to get some good art, which is fine. But yeah, no, I do find them silly initially, even if they turn out to be cool. So why don't you go and play my very serious, not silly at all recording here that I made for this music track.
Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down.
So that was me also mocking as if I was like coming in as some rapper in there, with all that nonsense. But let's see what that is.
Yeah, okay. I think that's a good place to start. It's pretty easy. Don't. Bum, bum. Oh. Boom. You're so close.
That's it, right?
What if you went there? Okay, that's not the note. So once we find the heat, because there's probably this note right
so
here.
So funny. I was so proud of myself because I thought I got it right away.
Yes,
and then
I
you're
think,
like, no, that's not actually it.
I think it is, but what I'm going to say now is I think that there's probably this same note that you're playing right here.
Yes, it is
That's
somewhere else.
Over
I know.
somewhere else. So
I
it'd be
know.
like you'd kind of keep your hand in one place. Boom, boom, boom. It's probably on one of those two strings. Yes. Yep, there you go. So that's why I wasn't saying it was wrong.
All right, thanks, man.
There you go. And that's from, I would say, just going to guitarscales.org. Yep. Yep. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty easy.
No.
That's pretty easy to play. You're not ruffling all over the neck.
Now, do you want to maybe play it now that I found it and fancy it up because you're a little bit more proficient on the bass and your fingers slide a little bit better?
I think the next thing to find would be the BPM that you feel. So we could come here to what I like to do is go to on Google and just type BPM counter. You can literally.
That's what it should be like. That
you can literally use your space bar. All right, so go ahead and hit the space bar.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess there's two different vibes there. It could be like kind of slow like that, or it could. I kind of like the sped up version, but what do you think?
I think
there's that, or
faster doesn't necessarily mean harder. Is that how you weren't playing it that fast when you were playing it the first time, were you?
no.
I don't know. It's from your brain. Tap and find the BPM you want to like play it in your brain. Okay, so like 120.
117.
Let's see. You want
What 117 on the nose, man?
You think it was okay? Ding, ding, ding. All right, here. So let's put this drummer, and then you want it to be like a little hip hoppy, yeah. You're trying to do something different now? Just.
Definitely in the direction, but I don't love that particular drum beat.
Well, it just started, man. And you got your own mic over there, all right? Grab my hand.
Are you saying I'm crowding you, man?
A little bit. Yeah, get yourself a chair. Sit down. Slamming everything around over there. Jesus, man.
Oh, you heard that?
Yeah. Was that the microphone or the bass?
Yep.
Jesus, man. Both of them.
Should we lay down the bass?
Sure, don't play every single note staccato. So it would be like boom, boom, boom.
Right. Got it.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. The first notes play staccato. And then that last note, you... Uh-huh. So, like, staccato up until, like, right before the... If you know what I'm saying. Like you last note, boom. But you don't let it draw into the next first note, if that makes any sense. Draw out the last note, but then, like, end it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's close. But that's the idea. That's closer. The same.
So after I do that long note, you want me to draw them all out after that?
Then the same, like,
Dun 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 da. Okay.
And then you'd play like a mute note essentially after the drawn out note. You play a little. Yeah.
So it's just hard to draw out that last note if it's going to be a loop
Like
where I
loop
go
back
into the
and
next
back
thing.
and
Yeah, but we can try, see what happens.
Oh no, actually maybe the last one is not drawn out in the second phrase of it. It's almost like the gap needs to be longer. And you're not playing that dun dun, you're not playing that. Play like the boom boom boom. Boom. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And then maybe like every fourth phrase you play the... So just not this. I think like we're kind of doing this now, whereas like,
all right, let's do it.
Kind of like left. It made our head bob. Ready? Hold on.
Am I gonna have a count in?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want it the other way too to hear it, or it doesn't even matter? You like that new way?
Still draw out that first note though. Don't play the... oh, wait. The last note, I mean. Actually, maybe draw out the first note you play, and then... and then the rest of them are staccato. Yeah, okay. Try it the first time you play it, drawn out, and then when you do the loop again. So you'll do like two phrases, and then we'll loop those. Ready?
Yeah, I fucked up on the first one, but I think I got it for the second. I say just clip that second one and use it.
But I think it should be like... you played them backwards, but it doesn't matter. Because we can like cut them and swap them. But do you understand what I'm saying? But by there being two phrases of it, you're playing two different phrases of the same thing. And I think there should be. Do you know what I'm saying?
I didn't realize that's what we were doing.
That's
Got
what
it.
I was saying. So like you do like, and then we'll
So
make it
the
a 4-part phrase where
dun
it goes
dun
one
dun 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 is the other one?
So like that's drawn out right there. Boom,
Oh, you're just talking about the way in which I'm hitting the notes. Got it.
See, but those are... Stand by.
during this lull. Gents, I'm going to have to dash to have another call now. Space
love,
Other,
Snoop.
I'm going to see you all next week. Wishing you all a very good ribbit, and yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in, and just keep up the great work, gents.
Good ribbit to you, and
Much
thank
love,
you for
man.
being here. Much love.
Anytime.
We'll
See you all
text
soon.
you this
Bye-bye.
song after it doesn't sound like
Bye-bye.
shit.
Yeah.
It's 2:00.
It's 2:00. Okay, stand by one moment, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and just do something similar to quantize, which is in Logic is flex time pitching. So just stand by. I'm going to repeat this a couple times. So I just moved that note ever so slightly, so that hit right on time. And then this needs to be here. Stand by. And then that is now on time. This, if I can move it ever so slightly. Stand by.
Got a rhyme cooking over here, too.
I'm sure you do, man. Okay. So now, turn flex pitch off, loop this, and see how we've done. Let's see if we've done any good here. If Mr. Bingus has done good playing the bass guitar. Okay, so now we can kind of bring EQ, just a basic EQ, a bass boost, and then let's see, adding electric bass, clean bass. Let's put a fat squasher on there. Distortion makes everything louder. I like it. Easy over there with the dude. You okay over there, man? Jesus. Go put the bass down. You're done playing the bass. You don't need it on your lap anymore. You can unfold. You ever been in a studio, man? I wish the cameras were on. It's too bad they're not, because you look very funny over there. Bent over halfway. I'm going to paint a picture for you guys. He's bent over halfway, trying to put his headphones on. Microphone's on the table.
You just worry about yourself over there.
Getting roasted, man. Okay. So in specialized, there's an effect in here, sub bass. So if I just take away that probably probably sounds like dog shit on Twitter. It sounds pretty cool over here.
That's okay. It'll be great on the replay on what are those platforms? Oh yeah, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast.
Yeah.
Sound great there.
Yeah.
Everybody talking about Web3 these days. New way she says all the shit is nonsense. See, and that's where like
sounds mean.
It does, right? And that's where it's like, do we add a bunch of other instruments? Because we've talked about that, where it's like
a bunch of other instruments. There's definitely places where there could be. What key is it in?
See, because like we could even just stay minimal with it, right?
I was just thinking like a couple piano notes,
or like I was
just thinking like something like. I was thinking some little.
But you're even tapping more than it would potentially be. I think it's
subtle.
Like 2 notes.
Subtle. It'd be be just an ear tickle. It'd be like placed. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and turn on the keyboard?
The thing that you're talking about could still be there.
But I do like what you found here with these AI drums. This is working for me. Everybody talking about Web3 these days. No way she says all this shit is nonsense bullshit. Do you know what key it's in? Go grab the bass again. Take your headphones off. You told me I was done with the bass.
Yeah, I mean, the way you were sitting over there, you already bashed it into the wall. I just got it back from John's guitar shop. You bashed it into the wall. You're sitting over there. It doesn't look like you got your head on your shoulders. Yeah, like I said, man, it's really too bad the cameras weren't rolling for that.
It starts on a B.
Starts on a B. So B major? Yeah. Kind of sounds minor, doesn't it?
We were talking about this last time. So you can only have majors. You can only have majors and minors when you're talking about chords. When you're talking about single notes, it would be sharp or flat. So that was not sharp or flat. That was just a B.
But like the notes that it goes to?
I could tell you what notes it goes. They might be. I didn't figure those out. I just figured out the first note because that's sometimes indicative of the key. Sometimes.
Hold on. So here, let's see. If I go to B, I go to bass, B major. What fret are you starting on? 7? Yeah. But then you're going like 7 a whole step to 9 and then a half step to 10? Yeah, see?
I'm on...
It's too bad.
Yeah, okay. I'm on 7 when I'm on the...
Is this right?
I don't even understand that.
These are all in the...
Why
are you playing any notes that aren't...
Why are some of them
here?
dark and some of them are light?
Do you notice anything all the same? Okay, so I'm on guitarscales.org, and it's been a huge help in figuring out how to put songs in the right key, see what other notes, see every single note that is associated with that key and every single like phrasing of the scales. it shows the intervals like a 2, 2, 1. You know, so like whole step, half step, or like half step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. So whole step, half
Okay,
step,
so point to 7 on the E string.
So hold on. So in this, I am in the screen where it says note names. So it shows you every single note name in the key of B major on the bass guitar. So you were asking why are some notes darker and some are lighter. So all the dark notes are B, are the B note. On the entire fretboard, it shows you where B exists. And then if you were to follow the B, a whole step, that's to C sharp. Then another whole step.
Got it.
Yeah. So, yeah, that happens. That's what happens when you drop the mic and, you know.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. Okay, so...
Yeah. So my question to you is the bass riff that we have here, are all of the notes that you're playing in this scale? Like, are you playing a note within this scale? So there's 7, and that's your E.
Right. No, I guess not, because 9 on the A string is not on your little chart there.
What? All. That's all the notes on the 9.
Oh, okay. Wait, so then
there.
10 on the
right,
A
that's
string.
what I was saying. So there's a half step in there. So this is more correct?
Let's see. We get there. That. Yep, that's the one.
Yeah. So it sounds. That's what I was saying. It sounds more minor. So this would be in the key of B minor because it still starts on the B.
Cool.
But then
All
I think that half step that you do after the first whole step makes it minor.
Cool. I can live with that. So B minor.
So let's see. B minor piano.
So you know what notes you should be playing. Got it.
Yeah. B minor piano.
So that you're not just noodling around and
trying to find it,
giving
yeah.
Dan a hard time at home while he's listening to us noodle.
Yeah. Yeah. And then right here, this just shows us all the notes in B minor.
So it's okay. It's okay for me to put the bass down now.
Yeah.
Now I'm done with the bass again.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
Now we figured out our key. So let me put this on B minor in Logic. Go ahead and push save before something rugs us, and we'll call it.
You know, man, I was thinking about it. You were kind of suggesting that it was like a bad thing to hit the bass into the wall and this and that, but in reality, man, if we want to give John business, right?
Yeah, you
only have 2 instruments, right? You're gonna need
I have 3 actually, David.
All right, well,
I have 4.
Then we're gonna need to rough those instruments up if we're gonna keep bringing them back, you know.
Okay, so it's this. All those notes.
Great. Play all of those at the same time.
Yep. And then it goes to the F sharp right here. G, A, B. Okay. Very good.
Again, I think we should keep it somewhat minimal.
I just want to hear all of the notes before.
I'm just saying, man. Just saying.
You don't think I should just shit all over it? Put my sauce all over it? Just. You don't think that's the move?
You do whatever you need to do. Just remember your mom's listening, man. Hold on, did I turn this down here? Yes. Right now just on an electric piano, and that's probably not the sound that we're going for. But let's see. So I like to always check out Alchemy. This is not what we like, but just even with that sounds cool. But I just hate when it's like the first one you click on sounds cool because there's like millions of variations in here, and then it feels like you're settling. Yeah. So I saved that one. I just started a new track. feel like I've got a dope beginning to something, but I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out where it goes. But you want to hear the beginning?
It's something about Web3.
Kind of.
Hold on a second.
I kind of like that digitized thing you got going on there in the background with those higher notes. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's one of those things I don't even think you can hear the intricacies of that on Twitter, unfortunately, but they'll have to hear it on the replay. Sounds cool, though.
It's just...
So these are the couple lines I got so far already. Yeah, I like that. I like that. It's nice.
That'd be a cool thing for the intro. I like the cart horns in the background. It actually kind of would be cool to add that into the song. And you're driving through the city of Web3, man.
Okay. I'm gonna throw down some bars here for a second, and I'm gonna ask if I can't see from here. I can't see the screen, but if your mom is still here, I'll ask that she go earmuffs for this one.
Nah, she left, man.
All right, very good.
Yeah, no, she was over it.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
She said this is inappropriate.
Very inappropriate. I don't blame her. All my fault. All right, you ready for me to drop some knowledge on you there, ASAP?
Oh, sure.
You always act like I don't have bars, but then once in a while you're like, man, you got bars. All right, let's listen to those words. Ready? Everybody talking about Web3 these days, new way. She says all this shit is nonsense. Then she want to go and spend racks on a dress like that. Makes sense. Ah, fuck. All right,
Yeah,
that was my first go.
Everyone left, man.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool.
I'm just kidding. Oh no, my mom's back. My mom,
cool.
Well, maybe my mom never left. She's right there.
Oh,
Maybe I just didn't see
fantastic.
her. She blended in next to Satoshi and Bullish Frog, man.
Shout out Frogland.
Yeah, and Drifters.
All right, here we go.
Yep. No, my mom just
Ready?
responded. She said she's listening. Go ahead. Go ahead. She says you're fine.
Everybody talking about Web3 these days, new way. She says all this shit is nonsense. Then she want to go and spend racks on a dress like that. Makes sense because I'm tripping over these words. All right, let me try it one more time. Everybody talking about Web3 these days, new way. She says all this shit is nonsense. Then she want to go and spend racks on a dress like that. Makes sense. Posting pics, so blessed. I ain't down with that fake ass shit that you see on every damn Instagram pic. The algorithm makes me fucking sick. Zuckerberg, you can suck my dick. What do you think? What do you think there, ASAP? Can you stick to my day job?
Yeah.
Yeah? You love it. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I think you like my beat that I came up with at the very least. Right? And then maybe we throw an actual rapper on there and you're grooving and vibing over there for sure.
Do you like this little thing?
The sliding you're doing? Yeah. That's cool. And I don't mean your dance moves. I mean the sliding that you're doing with the note. Yeah. But I like your dance moves too, man. I guess I like what you're doing with the sliding of the note there more than you like my rhymes. Oh, your silence is deafening.
Sorry, I'm getting sucked in by
Yeah,
this,
no,
by
I
this,
get
by
it.
this remix.
I get it. I'm a piece of shit.
This thing's so much fun. I actually just learned how to record it because I was like, what the fuck is the point of this remix thing if I can just do
And
it?
is that what the function is called on Logic? It's remix?
Yep, it's remix effects. It's under multi-effects, remix effects. And then I was just kind of hitting the start button. So it was kind of wow. So in your inspector, you'll see under group, under stereo out, it says read. So you could click read, and I like to use latch. So if you click latch, and then we were to hit record, it tells us we have no input. That's okay. It's going to start recording.
Okay. And then you can fuck around with that slider while you record.
Yep, I just did that thing.
Yeah.
And then you got to put it back to read. And then...
Is that something you looked up to figure it out, or you just fucked around with the program and finally...
just over the years of using it, but it was probably, something I YouTubed initially. But yeah, put it back to read, because if you put it back to latch, and then you made changes, it would just, remember all the changes you made forever. So then... You just have to do your thing, make your adjustments, put latch back to read, and you're recording.
That is dope.
Oh, but it doesn't. Okay, so it doesn't loop it. But if I and actually I was a little off. Okay.
You definitely have gotten better at producing music.
That's the goal, man, is just try to keep getting better. And that's something what I was talking to you about before the show was like, I think a next step for me, but I think a next step we could explore on the show is like, we come
Full
up with
song.
these, not full song, but like, we create these loops. So like, let's revisit some of the loops and be like, what's the next part of the song? Because it might not be the full song, but it might be like, the phrase of it. Was this right here?
I don't know. You got this puzzle out on the table here. It's a terrible place for it. You got pieces all over the floor. I don't know what you want
There's
from me,
pieces
man.
on the floor?
Well, I found that piece on the floor.
What? You broke it?
I didn't break anything.
Oh,
Get
no.
back to the music.
Kels is going to kill you. Not me, you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think it's like exploring the next phrases of the song, like coming up with a different part that's the verse versus the chorus. And, like you were saying, we could break up some of the layers we've created and just stagger them over, a similar beat in different parts of the song, and that could come out to different parts. But like, we were talking before the show that's like not generally how I used to create music.
Yeah, no,
It
you
was
wanted
just
to
like,
have some variation and range within the song. Sure.
yeah, full song where you're just like making it up on guitar, being like, oh, this is the verse, and then I'm going to do this little intricate piece here, a little solo, go into a little bridge here, do this little, it's like...
It's a whole different thing.
Yeah, that was how I was creating music in the past with a guitar in my hand, and then when I went to digital, it all became like these loops, and I always kind of feel like I hit a wall at the loop. It's like, okay, what happens next? So it's kind of like figuring out the arrangement and those whole things. So I'm going to record this.
Record it. Lay it down ASAP. This beat will be for sale for 500 ETH after the show.
100%. Somebody buy it.
Yeah. No, but this is something that I think we can ultimately give to an artist to throw something actually dope down on. Instead of my silly rhymes. Oh, yeah?
Like something like Guap would like fucking rap over. No como yo. You know what I'm saying?
Están en la playa.
Yeah.
Están en la playa, pero no me vaya. Jugando con otros señores en tu plataforma de craya.
Lo gigante. It does sound like something Al
It
does.
does
Sound like, yeah.
Estaba
Both
matando.
of them would kill it.
Y se estaba papando.
Well, maybe that's who we send it to then.
But dude, it needs to like go somewhere. I feel like Zen Mix would be able to do something. Because it
Así
needs to
como
like
no.
slap.
Así como yo.
It needs that
El nombre
808,
me
bro.
paga la cima papato facendo ballo.
So hold on. Oh wait.
Cuando
Wait a
nosotros
second.
en pata facendo mala de todo.
Oh, I can hear the 808 right now. Like that, like deep noted. But what are those notes?
I mean, I think this beat slaps. Just saying.
Double pato.
But I do much prefer what you suggested.
The flow?
Yeah. I mean, even if you were to sing it in English, I feel like it would be in that flow, right?
You fucking with bitches while I'm digging ditches.
Now we're all of a sudden rappers.
Yeah, all of a sudden. All right.
Mad Hatters.
I think that's a good place to cap it off, and we should definitely send this over to Zen Mix and talk about what the next part of this song looks like, and maybe this is the first thing that we extend into a full song. All right. Well, you're caught up in the raps over there.
Because you know what? Like
What?
Guap was talking about getting back into music, you know, and I feel
he
like,
never stopped making music. It's about putting it out.
It's about putting it. But it's getting back into the mix. I don't. He had like when I talked to him, I asked him if he'd been in the studio recently. He said no. That's what he told me. He said it's been a minute. He's been dealing with other stuff, you know. So unless he was lying to me.
Yeah, really, really great, man. Sure, he wants everyone knowing he hasn't been in the studio.
You step away from it. I don't think that
I'm just fucking.
I don't think he would lie to people and tell people that he's been in the studio.
I'm just.
He's
kidding.
not a liar.
I'm just kidding.
He's a real one. I'm confident to say that. So
I like
yeah,
busting your chops.
I'm just saying. I think this is a good
Opportunity for all of us to get into the studio.
conversation. You know, to have and be back in that space. Create, man. You know, we could document elements of that. You know, that's a thing we used to do in the studio for Guap, was like document all of his sessions, like film them, do that whole thing. But we can go to the studio and do that and make it a Sapo thing.
To use your favorite word, you know what's very
Interesting. Life, man. Life is interesting.
Life is interesting. But so you mentioned No Como Yo, and like the past tense of regresar in Spanish, to return. One of the conjugations of that you could use is regresó. So
Regresó.
Cuando regresó de No Como Yo, and you're talking about like coming back from No Como Yo when he was making music before. Like
wow.
that could be like, you know. I'm not writing his song for him though, because he'll laugh at me for that. But you know, I might make a suggestion. Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap it up right there.
You want me to rap?
I do want you to rap.
Nah.
If you've got flows in you, man, let them out.
I wish I had. I have that flow, but I don't have any words to say.
You know,
yet.
I've got all of these silly rhymes that I'm writing. I would love to hear you spit something. You know,
it would take me some time, but maybe next.
Everybody
session.
talking about Web3 these days. New way, she says all this shit is nonsense. Then she want to go and spend racks on a dress. Like that makes sense. Posting pics so blessed. I ain't down with that fake ass shit that you see on every damn Instagram pic. The algorithm makes me fucking sick. Zuckerberg, you can suck my dick. I saw you smirking. You enjoyed it. I'm like the Weird Al of our studio.
Yeah, I don't know if it fits the vibe.
Oh, it definitely doesn't. It's so silly. And what you suggested makes way more sense. All right. I'm actually going to wrap it up here. Thank you all for being with us. We love you so much. Thank you to Hurricane for showing
love,
up today and sticking with us through all the technical difficulties that we had.
I'm actually surprised he stuck around, so shout out to him for sticking around.
For real, because at some point he could have been like, okay.
This is just silent
these
here.
guys are idiots, can't figure this out. But no,
he was awesome, man.
He was really awesome. We pulled it together, and I'm glad we did. Shout out Jaden Violet for sending us artist after artist that have been just great people. And I will continue to say it, whether you like any of the artists' music or not that come through the show, and I think we've had a lot of great artists with a lot of great music, everyone has a story to tell. And that's been, again, to use your word, the most interesting part for me.
Totally. And it's so inspiring, man. And I feel like you and I are actually extremely lucky to like get to sit here and talk to these people and like ask, and they give us their time.
It's cool.
They're vulnerable with us. They share things with us that sometimes they've never shared with other people, or it gets them thinking about certain things, or they share music with us that they haven't released yet. It's a very interesting thing that we've stumbled upon. As we were talking about in the Terrence episode, which was like, we kind of stumbled into this whole thing. And
Where can you listen to the Terrence episode?
Somewhere on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and this thing called Spotify.
Well,
look up Sapo Saturdays.
I would say if you haven't had enough of us already today, which I don't know how you couldn't because today has been quite a lot, but if you haven't had enough of us today, I suggest you get on one of those other platforms and keep listening, because we are going to hop off the airwaves right now.
Yeah, but go follow the show, because you can actually do that on these platforms. You can
and then you'll get alerts when
updates whenever we get around to posting, which we're going to be up to date very soon. And shout out to Dan Fry and Toby. He did the art for Sapo.
Yes, we mentioned that earlier.
Track Saturday. So when you go follow the show, you'll know who did it. Give him a follow, too, on his social media.
These people are going to go dizzy with the shout-outs. We're trying to end the show
they
over
love
here.
us. We love them, okay?
All right. We really do love you all. Thank you so much. This has been another wonderful Scratch Track Saturday, and this is Sapo Studios out.